After getting rejected from the X-Men and the Avengers, Wade Wilson spirals down and even loses his fiancée. And that drives him insane. He feels like he has no purpose in life. He hangs up the mantle of Deadpool and becomes a pathetic car salesman. But he finds joy in his 9 best friends. But one day, he's plucked out of his timeline and brought to the TVA. And he's told that the anchor being in his universe was Logan. And now that Logan's dead, his world is coming to an end. Now, this gives Wade a chance to join the sacred timeline, which is becoming a member of the MCU. Wade's so excited about this, but once he finds out he can't bring his friends and he's never going to see them again because they're going to die, he will not allow that to happen. He decides to go to other timelines and find a Wolverine to bring back to his to set the world right again. Now, he ends up getting the worst Wolverine of them all. Someone who ended up leading all the X-Men into death and then killing a bunch of humans and becoming an alcoholic. And now this Wolverine has no reason to live. But Deadpool lies to him and says, if you help me, I'll have the TVA reset your timeline and you can go back to loving life with your friends. And Wolverine decides, screw it, I'll help you, I suppose, if that's true. And unfortunately, the two get pruned and sent to the void from Loki. And then they're chased down by Charles Xavier's evil sister. Kind of a terrible villain. Kind of a useless villain. I didn't care for her. There was no reason to fear her, really. But the two end up on the run in the void and meeting other characters who no longer have a place in the world. Fox characters. People who we haven't seen in forever. People who bring joy to your life that you didn't even know you wanted to see. I'm not going to spoil who. You probably already know, but I'm not going to tell you. And anywho, they got to find a way back to Wade's world to save it before the world ends. Now, that's the plot of Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me tell you, this movie is better than Deadpool 2, but not as good as Deadpool, in my opinion. But it's really fun. It's funny. It's action-packed. It's gory. We're seeing a comic-accurate, almost well, I guess we do see a comic-accurate Wolverine, and then we get a more Wolverine that we know and love. The yellow and blue suit Wolverine. Oh my god, it's great. And he moves like the Wolverine, unlike anything we've seen before. Jackman is killing it. Reynolds is killing it. We're getting returning cast members killing it. I love the fact that Peter's back. That's right. Every Deadpool has a Peter, and they all love him. Rob Delaney's the man. All right, and let me tell you, the CG's a little horrendous in some scenes and then better in others. Nothing really seems super at stake. Almost pointless at some points. The story just, I don't know, it's fan service, but it's fun. It's great. You're just paying attention to see these two unlikely heroes become friends and kind of jab at one another, and boy oh boy do they jab, and they shoot, and they slice, and they dice. It's brutal, it's intense, it's R-rated, it's everything that we wanted and more. But, I don't know. It kind of contradicts itself here and there because in Deadpool 2, he was a trainee for the X-Men, and now they didn't even want him? I don't know. It doesn't matter. All I know is I saw this movie once and I was like, okay, it's fine. Then I saw it again in 3D, 4DX. By God, did I find another love for it. The CG wasn't as bad once it pops out at you in 3D. And I don't know. The soundtrack is fantastic. The cinematography is all right. But the acting is great, and you're going to have a blast. So check out Deadpool and Wolverine if you haven't. And if you only seen it once, see it again because it's even better on the rewatch, as I already told you. And check out my movie review podcast. It's called Movie Toast. News and reviews, and we're available wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, and please stay toasty.